What is going on, guys? Broken Eyes coming at you today with an update of my Blue Eyes deck profile. This one is post links and I've been testing out a good bit and it seems to actually be working really well. I was going to do some sort of poll to see which one deck profile guys wanted next. So you can actually decide for yourselves. So I have obviously my Odd Eyes build. I have a Shark build. I have a Raid Raptor build that's still actually in the making. I have another Red Dragon Archfiend, and I have a Phantom Knight deck. So, yeah, so you can let me know which one you'd like to see next. But I'm probably just going to go in order of, I'll do a little do it myself and see who wins anyway. But, so, to get on to the video. So, the way this deck kind of works, I'll explain real quick, is you summon, you can kind of just use these Blue Eyes as ways to win. You don't really need to go for main boss monsters in the extra deck. The option is there, but really what you can do is you just need to summon one of them and then you can go off and play like that. So, first off, we have Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, which has to be still an amazing artwork or whatever. It's really cool. So basically what this does is you can special summon this card if you have a Blue Eyes in your hand, and then you can choose to get rid of your battle phase to destroy a card. Hit the camera there. Oopsie. Now, next we have 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon, the alternate artwork of this one. So Blue Eyes is just a beast of a card. Not more to be said about that. Next we have Dragon Spirit of White. Dragon Spirit of White is just another level 8. I only run 2. I think 3 is way too much. But it's still a really good card. And what it is basically it is a normal monster in the graveyard, so you can use Silver's Cry on it. It's a level 8, so you can use Trade In. And it has that effect. It can actually bounce itself out to some of the Blue Eyes in your hand, because a lot of the time I realize I'm getting Blue Eyes clogged up in my hand, but that's actually not a bad thing with this deck, because I have a lot of like kind of discarding accessibility and stuff in it. So that's it for the big monsters. Next we have Sage with Eyes of Blue. Need no explanation. We have just going to show you the tuners. We have Maiden with Eyes of Blue, 3 of those. We have White Stone of Ancients, and we have 2 the White Stone of Legends. So the way this works is Sage of Eyes Blue is just free Blue Eyes every time. This one, Maiden with Eyes of Blue, if your opponent attacks or targets it with an effect, you get a Blue Eyes. The White Stone of Ancients, if it's entered the graveyard this turn, you can special summon a Blue Eyes from the deck. And then the White Stone of Legend, if it's discarded or sent to the graveyard or whatever, you can get a Blue Eyes to your hand. So yes, it worked really well. Sage is obviously one of the best ones. Sage is just in its normal summons you can add another tuner, but level 1 light tuner from your deck or whatever, except itself, and you can discard a card and target an effect monster, so you can target it with like Maidens and get Maiden's effect off. And then if you do that, you can special summon a Blue Eyes monster from the deck, so it's a free Blue Eyes or whatever, and this counts as like a Blue Eyes card as well, so you can summon this as well. You can summon whatever you want. So yeah, so that is it for the monsters. Move all that stuff up there like that. Perfect. Next, we have 3 of Melody of an Awakening Dragons. Probably one of the best spell cards in it. You just discard a card, like I said, discard outlets. You discard a card and add 2 monsters with 3,000 attack and 2,500 defense or less. Very simple. Quick way to get alternative and Blue Eyes to your hand. Next, 3 Return of the Dragon Lords. It's very imperative to use this quickly, because if you leave this for a more important time, your opponent can actually get rid of your Blue Eyes and you find it very hard to get them back onto the field. But if you use it soon, you have that extra bit of defense. Next, it's kind of a weird thing, but I'm running Mausoleum of the White. So because of that whole clog, this kind of actually helps the cloggy of the Blue Eyes and the level 8s in your hand. So basically what you do is, if you summon like a Sage with Eyes of Blue and you have a Blue Eyes in your hand, you can make Sage with Eyes of Blue have 3,000 attack, basically is what this Mausoleum of White does, which is really good. Next we have 3 Silver's Cry, because you do have Blue Eyes and White Stone or White Dragon Spirit of White, which is really good. Next we have 3 Trade In, because you are running the 8 dragons. You have the 2 Paw of Desires, just in case you do have those dead draws. It could be important to draw those extra 2 cards. Next you have Card of Consonance. Now the tuners never be dead in your hand, but if you do want to discard one of the dragon type tuners, which is the 2 White Stones, you can draw 2 cards. Next, the 1 Soul Charge and the 1-1-for-1 to special summon all of the tuners as well that way. So a lot of discarding stuff, but I have to say it doesn't really clog that much. I mean, it's fairly quick for a deck, but there is those times you can get 2 blue eyes to your hand or whatever. So I try to run as much to get out of those sticky situations or whatever. So let's move that up to the top. Next we'll go on to the PS to resist Dawns, the extra deck. We'll have Kaiba sitting up here to watch us. So this one is, we have the Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon, so all it requires is 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons on the field. You don't use polymerization, it can attack twice, and it can't be destroyed by battle either. And if it does attack a monster that can't be destroyed by battle, you get to banish it. Next we have 2 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, just because you do go into them with the tuners and stuff. Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon is very, very good. It can basically tap out to one of these cards, Azure Eyes Silver Dragon and Ancient Fairy Dragon. I run the Ancient Fairy Dragon because you do run the field spell card, and you can also normal summon another level 1 or whatever, and go for Crystal Wing if you wanted to add Crystal Wing into the deck. I didn't add Crystal Wing into the deck because I put more room for link monsters. But you can always just side it in or whatever. Then Azure Eyes Silver Dragon has that little effect where during the standby phase you get special summon a normal dragon from the graveyard, and that turn and the turn after your dragons can't be destroyed. Next we have number 95 Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon. Now the whole reason for this is one of the main boss monsters of the deck. It's kind of the best way to OTK. It's possible to, you run so many dragons so you can send them all to the graveyard, get their benefit effects from the graveyard, and your opponent has to get rid of 3 monsters from their deck, which is a big thing. But not only that, it gets to attack twice. Now if you're not able to win with just one boss monster like this, if you're going to be able to summon like 2 or 3 Blue Eyes and this on the field, you don't need any more link monsters and stuff and go into crazy plays. You don't need any of that scapegoat and stuff. I honestly think this works just as well. So you'd run Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Dragon, because if you're having a 2 level 8s, you overlay for one of these Galaxy Eyes monsters, you get this, and you can destroy one of your opponent's monsters, and you can attack twice for game. It's very, very easy to OTK with this, with Dark Matter Dragon. Galaxy Eyes Safer Dragon, to steal your opponent's monsters first, make it a Galaxy Eyes Safer Dragon. If it happens to be a sea monster, you can overlay with this. Other than that, you can just steal your opponent's monster and attack with it this turn. Obviously, you can't attack directly. You have the 1 Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. This one stops your opponent from activating any spell cards, stops those pendulum monsters and stuff. Which is pretty good, and spell cards this age are used a lot. So yeah, then we have Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon, mainly used for full armor, but also because it's a 4000 attack beater, that if you just have 2 level 8s you can't go into anything else, it's nice to have that little utility there. Then we have a Heretic Sun Dragon of Heliopolis. I run this card because if you're stuck with loads of monsters in your hand, you can just discard the monsters and destroy cards on your opponent's side of the field equal to the monster you get rid of. And then the 1 Divine Dragonite Felgrand. The only thing I'd probably change, it is a good card, but you could change that for the Crystal Wing or any level 8 synchro you want if you want to run like anyone you want. Yeah, that is it for those. Move them up as well, hopefully everything doesn't fall. And then the last 3 is this. So Link Spider, basically what you can do is you can special summon this with Blue Eyes, just get rid of Blue Eyes and go for Link Spider. And then Decode Talker isn't that hard to do with all your tuners and stuff, especially if you're running Maidens, because Maidens won't be attacked. Topological Bomber Dragon, just for if you did need, just say there was a situation where you did need a big boss monster that was a Link monster, it is very, very possible to get Topological Bomber Dragon out. If I had Firewall or anything like that, I probably would run that instead. If you have any other level 4 or Link 4, go right ahead and use it, but this is the ones I've been using. So that is it for the video, guys. Please let me know what deck you'd like to see next, and stuff like that, and let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and have a great day. And I've no more else to say, so